Hey, what's going on everyone? It's your boy Redstone9X here and welcome back to another command block tutorial video. Now in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to do fire armor commands in Minecraft. And what I mean by that is, you can probably guess by the title, that these commands will allow you to give you a set of fire-like armor that can give you some cool abilities when you wear the full armor set. Now the previous one I did was the wither armor commands, so if you haven't seen that video, go check it out. Link will be in the description down below after you finish watching this video. And by the way, this armor set will be more centered around the element of fire. And I say that because I have done armor sets in the past which had fire-like abilities. Which, by the way, you can go check out those videos, which I'll put down below in the description as well. And also be sure to check out the playlist for them as well. And now, before I go into more details on what those commands are to make this work, you know the drill. Make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe, and turn on those notifications so you don't miss another video. Apart from that guys, let us start today's video. Okay guys, so here are all the commands right here. So there's a bunch of commands to make this all work out. And, as always, I will leave a link in the description down below so you guys can copy and paste them into your world later on. Now, let's start this video. So first off, as always, I'm going to demonstrate how this works. I got my fire armor. And as you can see, they all have protection 2 on them. And for the boost, they have soul speed 5. So when I put them on, you get a few things. One, you get fire resistance, obviously, because you're wearing fire armor. And you also get 2 items, fireball and fire burst. Also, I should turn this on real quick. Actually, let's grab some mobs too, so I can better demonstrate this. Okay, so for this first ability, you guys know that there's the enchantment fire aspect that you can put on swords, which when you attack mobs, they get set on fire. Well, let's just say you can do that without the need for that kind of enchantment. So we got some chickens right here, and when I punch them, as you can see, they pretty much get set on fire, just like that. So this is basically you having fire aspect on your bare hands. Same thing with pigs, sit on fire. And this is also a great way to get some cooked food, too. But that's assuming they don't get to a water source in time. Because otherwise, yeah, it's gonna turn into the raw version. But still useful nonetheless. And same thing with cows. Hey, get back here. And still got some good food in the process. So that's what you can do there. And the same thing applies with hostile mobs as well. Punch them, and they'll be set on fire, just like that. And this also works the other way around. Pretty much if they attack you this time, they'll be the ones set on fire, just like that. So either if you punch them or if they hit you, they'll be set on fire regardless. So pretty much having like fire thorns on your armor, but without the thorns. As they say, if you play with fire, you're gonna get burnt, just like that. And remember that I said earlier in the video that this more focuses on the element of fire? Well, this is also what I mean by that. As you can see, there's water behind me. And as you guys know, fire and water usually don't mix, and this is why. So when you are in water while wearing this fire armor set, this happens. You pretty much take damage, get Wither 3, and you probably also noticed for a second there that my items disappeared. So pretty much you not only take damage, but you pretty much are blocked from activating these abilities, which I'm gonna get into later. So that's why you should stay away from water at all costs. And since I've taken damage, this is actually a good time to go over something else. Hold on, let me get some flint and steel real quick. So I can light this section on fire. So when you step inside fire, it actually heals you, pretty much giving you regeneration 4 for as long as you're standing in fire. Or at least when you pass through it. As you see, I'm getting all my health back, just like that. Giving you the concept that fire will heal you, and in water, it will kill you, if that makes sense. So now we're gonna go in here, and let me turn this on, so I can show you the two abilities, the Fireball and the Fire Burst. So for the Fireball, it's pretty self-explanatory, that when you right-click, it summons a Fireball just like that, in which when you punch it, you can launch it at your enemies, just like that. And with the Fire Burst, it's a little bit different. So when you right-click, as you can see, it creates a 7x7 patch of fire. So if any mobs are nearby, they're also gonna get burnt in this patch of fire. Pretty nice, huh? And I'm gonna reset the field again. And the same thing will apply if you're on Soul Sand or Soul Soil. And this is why I have the Soul Speed on the boots, to account for, well, on Soul Sand and Soul Soil, you get Soul Fire. So when you right click, you actually get Soul Fire, like that. And also you probably saw for a second there, is that there were Soul Fire particles that spawned in, as well as the regular ones, when I used the Fire Burst ability in this area, like this. So while we're on the subject of Soul Fire, this is what happens when you step in it. Instead of it healing you, it actually gives you a strength boost for 10 seconds, and the 10 seconds will last even if you're out of it. So meaning, you can hit mobs much harder than before. And with them already being on fire from you punching them, it makes this really, really effective. So if you're in the Nether, or if you have Soul Sand or Soul Soil that you can put Soul Fire on, this is very good for combat. And the Fire, regular one, is good for healing as well. So even taking on tough mobs like Vindicators won't be as challenging. Because if you can get that added strength boost from the Soul Fire and a bit of healing from the regular, you're pretty much good to go. So remember that fire is your friend. And also I should tell you, the fireballs are pretty much exactly the same ones that the gases would fire. Meaning that if you hit them or if projectiles hit them, they'll be knocked back at you. So make sure you guys be careful when using them. That's pretty much the only drawback to using the fireballs, especially when you're up against mobs like these pillagers that shoot arrows. So that's why I would recommend using your fire burst or just hitting them up close by punching them to set them on fire as well. Because pillagers are not exactly that good in close range combat. Okay, so let's try one more challenge before we get to the commands. Okay guys, so now we're gonna try going up against a Ravager. So I've got a sword, shield, and 2 golden apples to help me out. So let's take this golden apple, summon in a Ravager, and let's do this. And it always helps to have a bit of a speed advantage when you're near Soul Sand and Soul Soil. So let's do a fire burst to set it on fire. And at least it's good that the Ravager is getting set on fire every time it hits me, or when I hit it. Okay, let's get some soul fire so I can get that strength boost. And just like that, it's gone. And if we do it again, you guys have probably noticed that these items are on a bit of a cooldown. So the fireball is like 3 seconds and the fire burst is 10 seconds, just so you know. bit hard to see with all these flames, and the Ravager is gone. So I think you guys pretty much get the point on how powerful this armor set is. So let me just, get the fire off. And as always, when you take off even one piece of the armor set, all of the effects will go away. And also, you won't take damage in water anymore, which is also nice. Okay, so now that you've seen that, let's go over the commands into making this all work out. So, be back in a sec.
A few moments later.
Okay guys, so first things first, we need a couple scoreboard commands into making this all work out. Starting with this one right here. So it's scoreboard objectives, add, and then we do fire_armor. And then here we just do minecraft.custom::minecraft.damage_taken right here. And then this command simply removes that scoreboard if needed. And now for this scoreboard. So same first bit, except we want to change the name to Fireball right here. And then here we want to do minecraft.used::minecraft.magma_cream right here. And then this command simply removes that scoreboard if needed. And now for this last scoreboard. So this one is pretty much the same as the last one, except we're changing the name to fire_burst, and we're changing the item type to blaze_powder right here. And then this command simply removes that scoreboard if needed. Pretty standard stuff. So now we're moving on to the commands which activate the fire armor set bonus. And like all my other armor videos in the past, make sure the redstone is exactly as you see here. Starting with this one, which will detect if the player is wearing the full armor set. So it's execute at P, run execute if items entity at A, and then we do armor.head, and then put in all the information for the special leathered helmet named fire helmet, as you see here. And in this bit we do execute if items entity at A, and this time we do armor.chest, and then put in all the information for the special fire chest plate, as you see here. And then here, same thing, except we do armor.legs in this bit, and then put in all the information for the special leggings named fire leggings, as you see here. And then lastly, same thing as all the others, except we change this to armor.feet, and then put in all the information for the fire boots, as you see here. And make sure you set this command to always active as well. So then we have a redstone comparator like this going this way, and one going this way, but we're first going to go this way. So this next command right here gives you a special tag called fire armor. So here is just a simple execute at P, run tag at P, add fire_armor. And then this command right here gives you fire resistance. So it's execute at P, and inside brackets we do tag equals fire_armor, and then here you just do run effect give at P, and inside brackets we put the same thing as before, and then you do Minecraft::fire_resistance for 1 second, 1 for the amplifier, and true for no particle effect. And then this command gives you regeneration when in fire. So same first bit as the last one I just showed you, except here we do this. Run, execute as at R at S, if block, and then you do 3 squiggly lines like this, and then you do Minecraft::fire, run, and then the rest is pretty much similar to the last one. Except we do regeneration for 1 second, 3 for the amplifier, and true for no particle effect. And then this one's the same thing, except this is for when you're in Soulfire, and it gives you strength. So like I said, same thing as before, except here, we want to change a few things. So in this bit, you want to put 0.95, and then you change this bit to soul_fire. and then the rest is pretty much the same, except we put strength here for 10 seconds, 2 for the amplifier, and true for no particle effect as well. Now this next command right here sets mobs on fire when you hit them. So same first bit as before, except we do this. Run, execute as at E, and inside brackets we do MBT equals, inside color brackets we do hurt, time, colon, 10 seconds, close these brackets, and then here you do this. Run, data merge entity at E, and inside brackets we do type equals, Minecraft colon armor underscore stand, and make sure you have an exclamation mark here, so this means this will not affect armor stands. And then here you do comma tag equals fire underscore armor, and again have a exclamation mark here, so this will mean anyone with this tag will not be affected. And then you do comma distance equals 0.3 sort equals nearest, and then you do limit equals 1, close this bracket, and inside these color brackets here you do fire colon 100. Now this next command right here activates the fire armor scoreboard. So again, same first bit as before, except we do this here. Run, execute as at A, and inside brackets we do scores equals, inside color brackets we do fire underscore armor equals 1, 2 dots to the end, close both brackets, and then here you do run scoreboard player set at E, and inside brackets we put the same thing as before, and then you put the same scoreboard name at the end with 0 as well. And then this command right here sets the mobs on fire if they attack you. So this command is pretty much exactly the same as the one in which you hit mobs, except it does not have the section in between these two, which usually is there to detect if a mob has been hit or not, if that makes sense. So as you can see, it's pretty much exactly the same. Minus the bit in which, like I said, detects if you hit a mob or not. And then this command simply resets the scoreboard. So it's just a simple scoreboard players reset at A, fire underscore armor. And now this command right here gives you the special item called Fireball. So same first bit, and then here we do this. Run, execute as at R at S, unless block, and then you do 3 squiggly lines like this, Minecraft colon water, and then here you do run, item replace entity at P, and then we do hotbar.3 with, and then you put in all the information for the special magma cream named Fireball, as you see here. And by the way, that section that was about water, I'll explain later why that is, but pretty much it means if you are not in water, it will give you the item. But again, I'll explain why that is. And then this command's the same thing, except this gives you the special item called Fire Burst. So same first bit as the last one I just showed you, except we need to come over here and need to do hotbar.5 with, and then here you just put in all the information for the special blaze powder named Fire Burst, as you see here. And now this command right here gives you Wither when in the water. So this first bit is pretty much the same as the ones for the last two, except here we want to change this to if instead of unless, and the squiggly lines are the same, Minecraft colon water, and then the rest is pretty much the same as the other ones before, except you change this to Wither for 1 second, 2 for the amplifier, and true for no particle effect. Now these next two commands will pretty much remove the 2 items if you're in water, starting with this one. So again, it has the same first bit as the last one I just showed you, except we do this here. Run, clear at P, and inside brackets we do tag equals fire underscore armor, and then you just put in all the information for the fireball item, as you see here. And this command is the same thing, except this is for getting rid of the fire burst. So same first bit, same thing here, and then just put in all the information for the fire burst item as you see right here. So now, this command right here activates the fireball scoreboard. So same first bit, except we do this here. Run, execute if entity at P, inside brackets we do MBT equals, inside color brackets we do selected item ID microwave magma underscore cream, comma components, and inside these brackets we do microwave custom underscore data, and then we do fireball 1b, close all these brackets. So that section pretty much means when you have the fireball with the custom tag like this one selected, it's going to run this. Run, execute as at R at S, if entity at S, and inside brackets we do scores equals, inside color brackets we do fireball equals 1, 2 dots at the end, close both brackets, and then here you do run, scoreboard player set at E, and inside brackets we put the same thing as before, and then put the same scoreboard name again with 0 at the end here. So this command right here summons a fireball in front of you. So again, same first bit, except we do this. Run, summon, microwave fireball, and then you do 3 up arrows like this with 1 here and 2 here. So now this next command right here activates the fire burst scoreboard when you are on the ground. So again, same first bit, except here, after the tag fire underscore armor, we do this. MBT equals, inside color brackets we do on the ground 1b, and then in this bit is pretty much the same, except this is for the special blaze powder with the custom tag fire underscore burst 1b. And then this bit is pretty much the same as the one for the fireball, except we have the name fire underscore burst equals 1, 2 dots at the end, close both brackets, and then the rest is pretty much the same, except, like I said, have the name fire underscore burst here and here as well with 0 at the end. Now this next command right here creates a flame particle explosion effect. So again, same first bit as some of the others, except we do this. Run, particle, microwave flame, and then you do 3 squiggly lines like this, and then you do 0.75 3 times, 0.5 here, and then you do 1000 at the end here. And then this command right here spawns in a 7x7 patch of fire. So same first bit as before, except we do this. Run, fill, and then you do 6 squiggly lines like this with -3 here, and then you do 3 here, 0.95, and 3 once again here. And then you do Minecraft fire keep right here. And this pretty much will work if you're on soul sand and soul soil, because well, if you summon fire on top of those blocks, it turns into soul fire, so you do not need to put in soul fire for this command. Just so you know. This works for both. Okay, so this next command right here creates a soul fire particle explosion effect if you're on soul sand. So again, same first bit as before, except we do this. Run, execute as at R at S, if block, and then we do 3 squiggly lines like this with -0.85 here, and then we do Minecraft soul underscore sand, run, and then the rest is pretty much the same as the one for the regular fire particles, except we do soul underscore fire underscore flame, 3 squiggly lines like this, and then the numbers are pretty much exactly the same. And then this one's exactly the same, except this is for if you're on soul sand. So again, exactly the same command, except we come over here and do this. You want to change the number in this bit to -0.95, and then you change this bit to soul underscore soil, and then the rest is pretty much the same. And then this command simply resets the scoreboard if you're not on the ground. Otherwise, the command will not work properly. So this first bit is pretty much the same as the one that activates the scoreboard, except in this bit, we want to change this to, instead of 1B, to 0B. So this will mean if you are not on the ground. And then the rest is pretty much the same as the others, which is scoreboard players reset at A, fire_burst. And now these last three commands in front of me will remove certain tags and items when you are not wearing the full armor set. So again, redstone comparator with a redstone torch leading into them. Starting with this command, which will remove the fire armor tag. So again, same first bit as all the others, except we do this. Run, tag at P, and inside brackets we put the same thing as before. And then here you do remove fire_armor. And then this command removes the item fireball. So here is just a simple execute at P, run clear at P, and then here you just put in all the information for the fireball item as you see here. And same thing with this one, except this gets rid of the fire burst item. So as you can see, same first bit, and then just put in all the information for the fire burst item as you see here. And yeah, that is pretty much fire armor commands in Minecraft. And that, my friends, is gonna wrap up for today's video. So if you guys enjoyed this video and want to see more videos like this, make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe. And turn on those notifications so you don't miss another video. Apart from that, guys, thanks for watching and I'll catch you all next week in the next one. Goodbye!